welcome to this Moho Crafts video. We're going to show you how you can make your cross stitch hanging. We've got two designs here, and then you've always got the option of just being able to create your own. So let's have a look what's inside the box. Right then, inside your kit you should find the following. We should have your wooden pumpkin blank, a sewing needle, 3 colours of yarn in orange, black and green, and your instructions. Now, in addition to that, you will need a tape measure and a little pair of scissors. So let's get going. Now, with this kit you can design whatever you fancy on this area. So if you have a look at this one, we did it's just all plain orange cross stitch across the back, and then I did a line stitch face. On this one I spelt out the word boo and did a bit of back stitching to make the shape of a pumpkin. So what we're going to do with our pumpkin this time is we're going to go for this design. So we're going to do all black, all orange across the back, and then we'll give him some face details with a bit of back stitch. So when we're doing cross stitch, we want to cut off a piece that is about 1 metre long. If it's too long, you will end up in knots. So just chop yourself off a piece that's about 1 metre long. Okay. And we're going to thread our needle, so there's a little nylon loop on the top. Just thread it through there. Lovely. And then we're going to start sewing. I've got my thread at 1 metre. I've threaded my needle, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start at this end here. So this is going to be my first crease row, and I'm going to go all the way up here. So I bring my needle through to the front and just hold it so that you've got a little tail at the bottom. We can finish that off afterwards. And to make my cross stitches, I go across one, up one, and down that hole there. Okay, then I'm going to come back up from the back in the hole next to it over there, and then again across one, up one, in that hole all the way along, back up in this hole, and we do that all the way up to the other end. Like this. Now when we get to the end, I want to come back down and do the crosses all of this way. So I come up in this one, and I'm going to go down into that hole there where I've already been through. Might feel a bit tighter getting your needle through, but you'll be alright, it's just wool, so give it a squish. So we do that all the way down. So we've done the creases, now we're doing the crosses. So I've reached the end of the line, and now I'm ready to start this one. Now ideally, if we're being a stickler, we want all of the top crosses to be going in the same direction all the way along. So I want my first one to be going in this direction, so I need to come up in this hole over here, and then I'll go down in that one there. Same again, all the way up there. So I'm going to show you now how we will fasten it off at the back. So I've only got a little bit left, not quite enough to do another stitch. So I turn it over, I'm going to thread my needle up through at least 3 stitches there, and just pull, 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 gently, gently, gently all the way through. Just pull it a little bit tighter there with that one. And then we're ready to join our second piece. So we cut ourselves another metre. Thread the needle again. Now when we're joining a new piece, we've got the advantage of from when the first piece that we've already got some stitches here that we can sew through. So I'm going to attach it under these 3 here. Look under there. Just pull it through, pull, 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 and and then it's already sewn in. If you want to, you can do a little anchoring stitch just around that last one that you went under, just so it won't pull out, but it's not essential on this because it's not going to be dragged around. So we start again, so I'm going to come back up in this one and go down, and then you just carry on until you've filled in all the area that you're hoping to do in the orange. So I will not bore you with making you watch that, so we'll do a little bit of a here's one I made earlier, and I will see you in a few moments. Alright, so I've finished all of my cross stitches now. I've done all of this, all of my ends are neatly sewn in on the back, so I'm ready to start adding the green for the stalk. So I'm going to take our green, unwind it, and you're going to fold it in half. Now this is what we're going to make our hanging loop out of the top of here. So if you want a long hanging loop, leave a long bit from the fold. If you want a shorter hanging loop, leave a shorter bit. I'm going to go for about that long, and we're going to tie an overhand knot in the green there, just like you would if you were tying the end of a balloon. So we wrap it all around, poke it through, and then pull, pull, pull. Okay, then I'm going to take this bit, so the loopy bit at the end, and thread it doubled over through the needle. And then we're going to thread that from the back through to the front of that top hole and pull it up till you hit the knot at the back. So that will be the length of your hanging loop. So now we're going to thread our needle with one of these, and then we're going to sew in the stitches for the stalk. So I'm going to come up here, I'm just going to do some line stitches here for this one, and down there, and then back up here just to give it a little diagonal bit at the bottom, and then up here, and then in there, and then if I come up here, I can finish it off and go back down through that one there. So then once I'm at the, I turn it over to the back, untangle the other ends, keep that out of the way. I'm just going to tie these together with a little double knot just to secure them there. There we go. Snip off your ends, snippy and snippy. So it's then time to decide how you want to design your face. So this one was quite an angry one. I went for some triangle eyes and some pointy teeth. Now it's entirely up to you what you do with this. So, and we're going to use this doing some top stitching. So we'll just leave him there for a bit of inspiration. We'll get a bit of black. Again, probably cut yourself about 1 metre length, because any longer than that, and it might get a little bit wayward. So it is entirely up to you. I think I might go for a bit of a smiley one this time. So I'm just going to start here and here and give him a bit of a smiley face. So if you wanted to plan it, you can always draw it on the diagram that you've got at the bottom of your first page of your instructions. So, oh, I didn't fasten my end in, did I? So I'll come in through here like this, just like you did before. With your ends, just sew that through there, just so it's nice and neat. There we go, lovely. So I think I'm going to come up through this one here. Now it's up to you where you make your stitches, however you fancy them. I think I will go down through here. Oh, pulled my needle off. Let's rethread that. And you're going to do this in a kind of a back stitch fashion. So we go forwards and then go backwards to finish that one off. If there's quite a few threads going through each hole, it might be a bit tough, so just hold on tight to it. I was going to say, how ironic. Right, so I finished his mouth. I'm quite happy with his little pointy teeth there, so now I'm going to give him some eyes. I've got a bit of black yarn yet left, so we'll see if we've got enough to do both eyes, but if not, we can add some more. So I'm going to go up here, in there, and I'll come down here, back in there, I've not got enough left to do his second eye, so I'll add on another bit of black. I'm not going to fasten that end in just yet. I'm just going to leave it there because we might need that later. So I want to join it on this side here, so I'll just go through a few of these to attach it. Pull, pull, pull. There we go. So I want to come up, try and make him symmetrical, so I need to come up in there. Down in that one. Across to there. Down in that one. But it might be quite tough to get through some of the holes, but just give it a good push and it should go through. Okay, I like his eyes there, they're pretty good, happy with them. So if you want to give him a nose, you can do. I'm not going to go for a nose, I don't think. I'm just going to leave him as he is. So I'll just pull that end a bit tighter there. Right, so what we can do now then is we can fasten off on the back. Now if you're adding some lights, what we can do is leave these a bit longer and we can use them to make a few strands that you can sort of thread your lights underneath to secure them. So I would just like go across here. And across that way, just put a few long bits in across the back. So when you get your lights, this is what the back bit looks like. Before you put them on, just test that they work. There, so you can thread that down through those bits like that and then they'll stay secure. Then you can unwrap your lights and thread them around however you fancy. If you do have any loose bits, we can just fasten them off like you would normally, so we'll just get rid of that. Now we're happy that they can fit in there. Just fasten that off through there. Snip off. Need to get some better scissors. Thread this one. So just make sure as well that you've sewn in your first ends from your orange. If you've got any loose bits, just finish them all off nicely. We'll go under there. Like that, pull it through. It's quite tough when there's lots of it, but just give it a go. You can do it one stitch at a time, but you should be alright. And snip it off. And then we get our options that we've got here. So we've got that one. Let's turn this one on. Ooh. There. Or there's that one. Now you've also, like we said, you've got your blank little grid pumpkin down at the bottom for if you want to design your own and get a bit creative. Don't forget to send us some photos, show of what you've done, and I hope you have a happy Halloween.